Peace. Y'all know what it is. Another episode of 43 North Uncut. I'm the host with the most, Big J, and we got
THom E.BHoy.
And also
DJ Trill with
the chasing champ.
Yeah.
So
lifted luxury.
He's official lifted luxury, y'all.
Oh yeah, you know.
Lifted luxury.
Yeah, because that's all that guy talk about to me, man.
What about lifted luxury?
And mental health, you know. How to sustain and how to maintain his mental health, you know.
Hence what we're talking about today, mental health. A lot of people try to shy away from this subject because you don't want to be classified as if you're crazy or how people view you or whatever, but everybody somewhere or another in some form or fashion has dealt with mental health, whether you want to believe it or not.
Facts.
Traumatic traumatization.
So we doing this so Pepsi won't get no free endorsement?
No, they're going to call us. They'll get some endorsement.
Okay.
Pepsi, y'all going to have
hit up Big J, man. Come on, man. We need it, man. We going to make it happen. All right.
A lot of people has dealt with this. I know myself, and that's why I say I want to share a little bit of experience on how mental health has affected me. Just growing up in the cities of Chicago, you know, within itself has been a challenge as far as like, you know, your stability, your mental stability. I mean, you see a lot of different things that you wouldn't normally see on a day-to-day basis. You know, I can get really in detail, but just to give you a little idea as to, you see a dead body or something like that as a kid.
Yeah,
you know, that's traumatized. You see somebody getting beat today, you know, meat come out. I knew he was going to do that. To the meat come out, you know, it's just a lot of that kind of stuff kind of plays in your mind afterwards, and it does something to you. So mental health is a big thing, and it affects your everyday life, man. A lot of people, you know, that iceberg effect, what I was talking about. I was talking to Tommy earlier about that. You had a tip part of it, and everybody can see you as this person, you know, happy-go-lucky, going. But a lot of people don't see that, what's beneath that.
Facts.
You know, they don't see what's beneath that, and as far as how the way we operate with, a lot of us as men do not want to admit that we had all these problems that we're dealing with behind the scenes. So I know for me, it was a struggle, man. I mean, knowing that, you know, I had these underlying issues and didn't want to say nothing about it. You know, it causes anger, it causes lashes out, you know, all these different types of things, frustrated. Your mind get locked in. I mean, it's just so many bad things. But until I start talking about it and admitting this, that's when I start breaking away at that iceberg, man, and really figuring out some things about myself. And it wasn't until yesterday. Shout out to Robin Tennant, man. She had me come to this mental health.
Shout out to the therapist or whatever.
Yes.
That was really powerful.
Yeah, that was really powerful. He was spot on in a number of ways as to what we ought to do as men, and not just black men. You know, it's just men in general. How we need to really get those baggages out and really start putting it on the table and dealing with it, because it's hindering us in our growth process as far as who we want to become. Because a lot of times we'll sit here and do the show every day, and sometimes I'm dealing with something that I don't even want to talk about.
It's always on my face. It's evident on a lot of things, but as I'm getting older, it's affecting me more. I don't know if I was like rescued a lot through things that I've done, but being an only child by my mom, I was always alone. Right. So I had to develop this like sense of like not the way it fit in. I like pick and choose who I want to deal with in society. Right. I wasn't forced to deal with a brother or a sister until my dad brought kids around or something like that. So I was always like dealing with being alone. And, you know, going to prison also was a part of the development of me being alone. Because I accepted the fact that I was locking myself. I wasn't one of them dudes that wanted to play in the day room with everybody and do certain things. I found one or two people to jam with, but that has got me to this point now where the older I'm getting, the more people around me, the crazier I feel, bro. It feel like you dealing with a lot. You know what I mean?
That's anxiety, man. Social anxiety.
And I never knew I had that. You know what I mean? Because I was a more sociable person. Because like I said, I'm the only child, so when I get around people, I want to be, hey, this is what's going on, and blah, blah, blah. But bro, now at my age now, it's really starting to affect me, man. And I just want to just like, sometimes just like ball up, and then sometimes I want to pray, and then sometimes I want to just like, what's going on? But it's something that I can't help right now. So I know I'm going to be looking more into that, and you know what I'm saying, really talking to somebody, because like you say, people don't want to admit certain things is affecting them, you know what I mean?
Because of the stigma of you got mental health. So a lot of people thinking like, just like your physical health, anybody that's obese or something like that that's struggling with their weight, that's the same thing with the mental aspect of things. Right. You know, you're struggling with that, but how do you fix that? It's starting it right now. That's the one thing.
Do you think society messed up that obesity thing, or just like people the way the world moving? Because when I was growing up, the fat dude had all the women. It wasn't about, I mean, it was just like, you was normal, you was accepted. I know families, their whole family is obese, and they living on the time. What, you can't even roast them with nothing. It's some girls, you know what I mean? So it's it's like so different now, man, because society want everybody to be so certain way and they picking and choosing. So I think it's the country music.
It could be. It's very depressing.
Because it's so depressing. It's like everybody had these sad
That's
stories.
new though.
Like
I'm gonna look into that though. I want to see how
country music.
Yeah,
because
It's a lot of. I mean, they get down. They tell.
oh yeah, I've heard a few songs where you be like, this dude really finna.
and one thing that the new rap guys do, what they do with Cash Money to go, they brag, they enjoying life. They talking about parties, about spending money. They talking about having a ball. You know what I mean? And people say, oh, it's a bad thing to do, but why would you want to dwell on depression, or why would you want to dwell on taking pills or this and that? You know what I mean? You want to
part of mental health thing. That's the mental health aspect of things, man. And it comes in so many forms.
Yeah.
It comes in so many different forms, man. A lot of people like mental health doing the same thing, expecting different results. That's insanity, but that has to do with mental health. Because you're not telling yourself, hey, this is wrong.
No.
This is wrong. You constantly doing it, expecting something
and then
different.
you doing it repetitively too.
Exactly.
You know what
So-
I'm saying? Consistent with the shit, and then you expecting some way different results. And
What do you think your outcome has been as far as like, what you dealt with as far as
Mental health.
I would say it's probably got to be social anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Like just being the DJ. Like everybody know me. Like I got a little 2-hour break before I even go DJ. Like I do me for a little while. Y'all know, like do me for a while, chill out, and then just really just get my mind just on music. So that way I don't have to really interact with the people.
do you got brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I got a sister.
Okay.
I know that's crazy that you talk about the social anxiety aspect and me promote shows and doing. I used to be nervous as hell.
Man, look, listen, man.
Nervous.
My biggest thing today, like when I got to go DJ and go on tour with Dope Boys Cash Out, my first show, like I threw up, like horribly bad too. Like I never DJ'd in front of like 2,500 people in one room, so like it was jam packed. You know, everybody looking at me, and I'm like.
There's just so many levels of that.
Yeah, it's so many, and we don't talk about it. We don't, and the healing process starts when you admit it. That's just like they say. A lot of people that's in denial, you know, they don't start their process and their journey of recovery until they admit it.
Right, but that's, I don't know. I feel like just with the stigma in black culture, like don't nobody want to seem like they weak. You know what I'm saying? And then especially if you saying that your mind is weak, that's definitely making you like.
Do you think that it's a sense of vulnerability after that?
Motherfucking,
So that was the old saying we say, get your mind right, get your mind right. Yeah.
They was really talking about get your mind right.
Yeah, because if you can't get your mind right, you can't focus on making no money, you can't make no
You out here
relationship.
making bogus moves. You just in motion.
So, what are y'all outlooking like? Like, say for instance, someone that's because one thing that we wanted to do for the show today is talk about mental health, but seeing what are some things that we can do to kind of get it out there and deal with it. I know for one, talking about it first and then
Hey, my inbox always open, man. If you feel like you got an issue, man, I don't care. Just inbox me.
Right.
We'll figure it out.
We'll try to
I'd rather you talk to me than go do some stupid shit.
Right, because a lot of people,
be totally honest.
a lot of people is dead, suicides and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people just need somebody to talk to. Because I know in times that I've dealt with stuff, I've reached out to I've reached out to a lot of people that I feel that's my peers around me. That's the healing process because you have to. Like, don't make you less than a man. A lot of people sometimes I do be needing a hug from my bro because it just, you know what I mean? You be needing that sometimes. A lot of people don't understand. Like sometimes that goes a long way for a person. You never know. I could be dealing with something that was so traumatic and I needed that.
Right.
And that is uplifting. So we need to really focus more on how to deal with that. How do we deal with that? You know, so one of the things is, for one, talk about it. You know, two, find somebody that you're close to that you can get that out and deal with it.
Find somebody that's on that level that you respect enough to talk to about it. Just don't find somebody that you borderline with and talk to.
Yeah, I think it go with the good, the yin and the yang of you too, because sometimes you have that point, that voice in your head telling you to do certain things. People told me that's God talking to you actually.
That's a conscience.
You know what I mean? No, it's like, and then sometimes you have that voice in your head telling you, don't do that, because he's telling you to do that. I don't know if that's craziness or nonsense, but that's what I hear on the daily in certain situations, like how to execute. I have to think about things before I actually execute it, man. So I've been like not afraid to reach out to people, but it's like, how can they relate? You know what I mean?
That's the fear part. But the thing that I found out about that,
That's deep though.
It runs parallel with basically anything people go on through. Mental health, that's the start. It's a thought, it's a feeling, then it's an action. You know what I mean? So anything in life that you got to do as far as the mental aspect, you got to think about it, you feel it, then you apply it, you know what I mean? But a lot of people don't know it's a part that's called dispute. You got to dispute, whether if it's a good action or a bad action. If it's a bad one, you got to dispute it before it turns into something bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't know those tactics, and that's why we're trying to really talk about this, because it's huge in the African American community. Huge, and we are so prideful as black men, black women.
We talk to be quiet, like we talked about one time. We talked about it.
And all that.
Don't tell your mom. My mom used to tell me, I mean, we are fighting in the living room. My cousin runs to the door, and soon she runs. Don't want to be like, don't tattletale boy away from the close that door, go lay down.
Right.
Don't come in here telling me nothing.
Right.
Or you know one of your uncles doing something with one of the cousins or something like that. You know what I mean? It was certain things we was told, and it developed a sense of just being quiet.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why the world today is big on snitching or big on this and that. It's not the fact of big on it. People feel they have a voice now.
Right.
People feel they have a voice to say. Because once upon a time, even before Easy-E and them, you wouldn't even say you was gay. You wouldn't even say you were. You know, it was just a big thing. I mean, people try
the whole AIDS situation.
The whole AIDS situation once started coming out. We only thought that homosexuals had AIDS, but this is something that was brewing through the drug and everything. Yeah, so it's crazy, man. Certain things we're not talking about now. In this new millennium, people are having a voice more and they talking. So it's like it's bringing me aware to my mental health or the issues that I thought were just normal. But I think I'm really kind of crazy to an extent, man. I mean, I got a lot of dang on sense, but
I said we all crazy to a certain extent.
What's crazy though, if you think about it, what is crazy? Like a lot of people like, hey, put them in the crazy home, put them in the crazy home, put it in the crazy home. I think it's chemical imbalance.
I'm about to say that's what it is. You know
and it's for us to find the balance.
I look at it, that's from people being like, I don't know, I want to say like when the doctor just give you the wrong shit all your life.
Right. Misdiagnosed.
And that's why.
They misdiagnosed it because a lot of things that we've been traumatized with was one, a lot of people go to alcohol, go to weed, go to coke, whatever. They go to that take that route, but a lot of times you don't even know what you're looking at. You don't even know what you're looking for. And like a lot of people who they classified as being crazy, it's just chemically imbalanced. That's why they give him a med to offset what he's doing. But normally, if that person was fed up and like wanting to change their life, they just find a balance within themselves.
That's it, but that's the whole thing though. Some people just can't find the balance.
No, and that's the hardest part.
And that's the crazy part. Because, you know, like for us, it seemed natural.
Right.
But for some people, it's a struggle.
It is. It's a huge struggle. Because they don't even know what they're looking for. That's why we have to educate more. Because one thing I've learned, a lot of people don't even know what the hell they're looking for. You know what I mean? And what happened for me probably ain't the same for you or for you, but if we all get it, it's gotta apply to the multitude. You know what I mean? So it's just a number of things.
What they're looking for as far as what?
Like what's wrong? That their life is imbalanced. A lot of people thinking like this just happened, I'm affected by it, now this is what I do. You know what I mean?
That's why I go back to blaming incarceration for me mentally. My fact was, by being incarcerated, I was like, how can I say, frozen for a point in time. You know what I mean? Right. So I missed years and years upon of growth. So like I was being incarcerated, maybe say 17 and to get out till I'm 21. So those years of development, I had to pick up a sense of my own, but I never got a chance to affect it or utilize those things because I'm picking up all this knowledge, still in jail, still incarcerated, you know what I mean? And it's a sense of getting out now and trying to figure out like, where did I go wrong or whatever, but now I'm more dealing with certain things as opposed to I was being rescued. That's how I look at it. I get locked up, I'm rescued. I ain't gotta pay no bills, I ain't gotta raise no freaking kids right now, I ain't gotta do nothing. I can just hide in my little cocoon, let this time get over, and now that I'm getting out, I gotta face this thing. It's not the fact that it's getting harder, it's just the fact of like, where do I go from here? You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like, and then sometimes feeling like you're not getting nothing accomplished.
Yeah.
It seems like it's not enough time in the day. It's like you're constantly chasing your tail. You know, a lot of that plays a factor in it, but we're actually growing. But to us, it's like, man, I want to change this now, I want this now. So a lot of it plays, mental health plays a part in a lot of things.
Yeah, because look, even I worked at the gas station, right? Even at the gas station, I'm talking, in the morning, everybody that come in the gas station, the only thing they buy is energy drinks and coffee. I'm talking about, it's like, you know the order, you know the name, the same normal people that come in the store, energy drinks and coffee. We trying to keep up with time, and it's like, this is a brainwash, because once upon a time, there wasn't no energy drinks. Once upon a time, you could smoke in the hospitals, you can do all this stuff, so all this problems they saying is a problem now that we got to avoid, it already affected a whole generation of people. We was already already smoked around. I used to go get light cigarettes from my uncles and my mother on the stove and make sure they lit and come and hand them to them, or go to the store and buy cigarettes, or go to the movies. You know what I mean?
I definitely remember going to the movies and going to the store and buying cigarettes.
Yes, it's just
with
like
notes and all kinds of
so. I know they didn't add no worse ingredients. I mean, over time they developed something, but that already impacted us. That already impacted a generation of people, man. So it's crazy, man.
So now
I don't keep saying crazy words. I don't want nobody to think nothing's crazy, nothing's wrong with you. I mean, seriously, nothing's wrong with you. It's just the fact of you being aware of what's going on in your mind now. You know.
Mental health, I mean, the first thing that we ought to do is just make it what we're doing right now, making an awareness of it. Let them know it's okay to seek out counseling. It's okay to talk to someone about your problems. Us as men need to continue to, lash out a little more and really get those.
Y'all reach out to Buddy, who y'all was talking about that y'all went to go see, who was speaking.
Robert, for Robert Taylor, she got the information.
Yeah, I'm saying
we're gonna work on something.
We should reach out to Buddy and see if we can put something together for the brothers in the community.
It's only for the teens, man, because they don't even know what's hitting them. And you,
Solo SB was there.
I know, powerful.
Yeah, he was there. He was able to experience that. So he got at a young age, he's got a chance, and these are one that's connected with a lot of the youth. So yeah, definitely, I think we need to do a lot more with people that's known around within the community, because that familiar face can go a long way. I felt the brother, and I felt like I knew him because we're on the same path as trying to save certain individuals to youth and making awareness in our community. But it's like, that's in Milwaukee. You know what I mean? You're from Milwaukee. We need more people from here to really highlight and stand up to the plate and say, hey, listen, we know this is a problem. I've struggled with this before, but how can I help you out? You know what I mean? So it's just a...
and I'm going to be reaching out to you two more, because like I don't know if I struggle with it, but like I say, it's like, what can we do to change it? What can we do to really help? Because even women that you date, or certain situations, they don't want to open up fully because they worried about how you judge them as a person. It's like, how can we ever get to this next level unless you be vulnerable? You know what I mean?
See, but that's a lot of the reason why it be serial daters, because like, again, some people not mentally strong or still hurt from the last situation, and they don't know how to move forward.
And take that situation and blame it on the next situation. So it's just compounding. You find yourself in this never-ending cycle. So you got this stack high full of people that you've been with, and you got all these people that you're judging.
And who get hurt the worst? The child.
The child.
Because I've been with women who've been with multiple men, and the guys, the kids are like, you ain't gonna be around long. You know what I mean? So they just continue.
It's the norm.
It's the norm. You want new guys.
Man.
You want to, it's all mental, and it's affecting our community, man. Not only the African American community, but the white community, but every community. Because the suicide rate is going crazy. I know more suicides in our community are about more people are scared to be being bullied per se. But I never experienced bulliness. But I don't like people picking on nobody.
Yeah, I would say now, like, but it was always a bully in school, but even the bully got beat up too. You know what I'm saying?
Bully. Yeah. I bullied the bully.
Yeah, you have to show me he really ain't what thinking.
Yeah, because that's a defensive mechanism. You know what I mean?
Because usually the loudest dude in the room, the scariest dude in the room.
Why did he want to make the most noise so you can walk away from him?
Hey, but you know how I always do, y'all.
Where?
My mind is crazy. My mind is insane. I'm really getting it together, and I'm really struggling with a lot of things. But what we want to say is we got a guy in the building today, y'all. You know how I always do it. Hey, we got a special guest here today. I don't want to give him no drum roll or nothing, but I want to let him know that, man, he's welcome here anytime. And Jay has several opportunities to work with this guy, DJ Haze, 920. He had a chance to work with this guy. He had a chance to film with the guy. Every time we get a platform, we try to bring him on, man. Yeah. But one thing we want to know is what have Haze brought to this community? What have Haze took away from this community?
We ain't finna get it in. He get the middle chair. He coming in with the music. Oh, Haze.
Oh, he got the theme song.
This should be dope, man. Look at that, man. Look at that. What's up? This is how we do.
You gonna let me get the middle chair?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You get the middle chair, boss. Make sure we got. Okay, around now. Yes. Shout out to DJ Haze, man. We got DJ Haze on 43.
I feel special.
43 North. 43 North.
You taught me everything I know, right?
That's what's up.
This man from California.
That's what's up, man.
Hell no. When I started DJing in Louisiana, me and this dude was nowhere around.
So man, it's been a while. Like Tommy said, man, I've had the liberty of working with you for a long time, man. I mean, taking it back to the 5-6 days, and I always like to reflect on that because a lot of people don't know about that. A lot of people are much younger. They couldn't get into clubs back then. But 5-6 was an epic, I say iconic, how you could put it. I mean, it blew the top off of Green Bay. I think it was a lot way before its time. But you had the liberty of being with 95.9, and you've done a lot of amazing stuff within the community, man.
99.7.
I mean, 99.7. I don't know.
You mean props, bro?
Shouts out 95.9, but that was 99.7.
Yeah, 99.7. 99.7. Wow, 99.7. But you've done a lot, man. You've done a lot, man. I mean, I've been one of the biggest fans on the side, man. Literally, like watching and going and doing projects with you. No, seriously, I have, man. I've been a fan, man, because it takes a lot for a DJ, and that's why I rock with Trill the way that I rock with Trill, because I know where his heart is at. I know where your heart is at. So it's like, I think I do, but
Hey.
no, I know where his heart is at, man. I'm just messing with him. I know a lot of people like, man, you see Haze up here. They knew my situation with Frankie and them. So it's like to see you up here, I know the questions is brewing. You know what I mean? A lot of people always ask me, if Haze ever got on the show, what question you would ask him? I said, I would leave that alone. That's a whole nother different atmosphere. You know, I mean, and we can talk about it, but
and we didn't talk.
Yeah,
like,
we can talk
not on camera, but
right.
Shit, like, or
You be yourself, and this uncut, man. This uncut.
Like for real, like you know me. I'm an open book. You ask me something, I'll tell you straight up, like what it is. I mean, like I said, y'all can ask me whatever you want to ask me. Y'all can ask me. Y'all can.
It's been a lot of
cameras up in here.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's been a lot of questions, man, brewing behind a lot, man. So I guess I'm gonna just dive in first. What made you become a DJ?
Oh shit, that's easy. My uncle, a lot of y'all know Uncle Flip. That's my uncle. When I moved out here, he was already into the music. My cousin Reese, DJ Lil Reese, they had the thing going in the basement, man. They had the little basement parties. I know, you know. I was like, oh snaps, like can I touch it? You know, just like my son is now. Can I touch it? Can I do the little chicka chicka? You know, whatever. And so they've been to music. Reese and Flip, they out of Chicago, so they spent a lot of house music and stuff like that. So they had a lot of little parties when I first moved out here, and that was tight. But then it kind of took on to a form of its own when I got on the radio station, and that was through D-Dog. D-Dog had an internship at Wild 99.7, and I was working at Hollywood Video at the time. Be kind and rewind. God, look, y'all don't know about that. Be kind and rewind.
Old school video. Let's get it.
But for real though, like I was working at Hollywood Video, and D-Dog came up. That's my boy. He was like, hey, you want to come hang out at the radio station? We went up there and hung out with Big Al. Y'all remember Big Al? I don't know if you remember Big Al. Yeah. But Big Al, and then, you know, one thing led to another. We was these nuts on the radio, and then so that gave me the springboard into like club DJing and stuff like that. So I had a fortunate path to get to DJing, so it was that was hot. And shouts out my boy L Dub. You said 5'6". L Dub, he out in Cali now, but he the one that started 5'6" off doing the clubs and stuff. I was doing mostly the hosting at that time. So shouts out to him. He showed me things, like I said, my uncle, my cousin. So yeah, man, that's how I got into this, you know. And it's
a lot of people wouldn't have known that. I knew that you come from a family of DJs, but it's like it's unheard of. Now you hear a DJ that's popular, that's doing their thing. It's just a hobby that they started. Yeah. You know, something that they picked up, but it wasn't as rooted like that. Uncles, cousins, all y'all was actually doing some form of music, which I thought was a good thing. When I seen Uncle Flip spinning, I'm like, wait a minute, man, hold on. What are you doing? And he get down too. Then so it was like it made it more clear as to why you was doing what you was doing and was good at it. But the thing that, as far as like hip hop in this area, what was your outtake on it? Like, what made you cater to that? Because back then when we was getting that going, hip hop was really frowned upon. Like, they did not want this shit here whatsoever. They was coming every which way.
They still don't.
They more tolerable to it now.
Because they profit off of it.
Not only that, they know there's people in place that's gonna keep everything in check now. So it's like, I mean, it has. I know we're one of them. You know what I mean? That's repping the hip hop and able to have it in an orderly fashion now. You know what I mean? So it took a long time to get to this point, and that's why I was asking, hey, what made you like the idea, like, man, I can do this, I can make an awareness of it, and it pop. Did you think it would be like this all these years later?
No, I kind of just go with the flow. You know me. I'm just like, you know, you book me, I'm there. It's money, money's money. That's basically how it is with me. It's not what I play, really. It's not just hip hop. It's not just whatever country, whatever, all that stuff. I try to keep my mind open to all that. But with that said, before I get into that hip hop part of it, so Wild 99.7, when that came around, that was something new and fresh. Right. We were put on the air. Wild 99.7 as a station was just there to flank 95.9, the former KISS 95.9. So, because WIXX is Wild 99.7, a sister station. So we were put there just to flank them because they were eating up some of the market that Midwest Communications wanted. So,
getting it first. The real
so with that said, so we were around for about 4 or 5 years or something like that on the radio, and 95.9 had to change. Remember, they changed to Mix 95.9 or whatever because we dominated those fans or whatever. So with that said, after 95.9 fell off, Midwest Communications was like, what are we gonna do with hip hop? Like, cause I love our salespeople. If y'all listening, our old salespeople from Wild 99.7, love them. They geniuses. They know their job real good, but they didn't know how to sell hip hop. So at that time, they wanted our demo to be mostly like women 21 or 22 to certain age. That's how radio worked with demographics. But we were getting the younger crowds, like, you know, like the 14, 15, 16. And like, so you got to think of trying to sell a radio station like that to like Walmart,
right,
or something like that at that time.
Right.
They were like, well, you're in Northeast Wisconsin, and it is mostly white people that like country music or like pop music, and we don't know what this hip hop is. We don't know what this hip hop is. So like, we could sell stuff. Like, we had clubs a lot.
Right.
Park Central, Woody's, 5-6, Fire Alarm, all that stuff. Like, that was no problem because it was a party. That's what they thought hip hop was. Only it's just party music. So it's really hard to sell. So it wasn't that the station wasn't doing good. It's just that we wasn't selling to the proper demographic. Partly from what everybody think out there. I keep telling y'all this for the last how many years it's been since we've been off the air. No, nobody was selling drugs in the studio.
It wasn't no underage girl. I heard it was
it was none of that stuff. I mean, people had their problems, their personal problems and stuff that happened with Lil D, with the drunk driving thing and all that stuff, but that didn't have nothing to do with the radio station going off air.
Let me ask a question. I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
But why are y'all still playing music right now in these clubs that was played back in those days? From 2005, it's like we got the same exact playlist from 2003 and 2004. Why is that the only hip hop?
What club is it? What club is it?
I mean, all clubs, pretty much every bar.
Right,
I mean,
from I'm
looking like,
you mean like, okay.
I mean, when you get a set list, I know you come and play your own thing, but you have a certain, you look at the crowd and say, this is the music that's going to be accepted by this guy, blah, blah, blah. But why is it only the same sound as being accepted? You know what I mean?
Well, see, this is the thing. This is what I was getting into with the radio station. This kind of transitions into that. So with the radio station, like I said, our demo back then, our major listeners was the high schoolers, the junior high schools and stuff like that. What are they now? Exactly. So they connect with that music because that's what they grew up on and stuff like that. So if say Midwest Communication would have had that future.
He made a valid point though. I got to give him that one.
But we grew up though. You know what I mean? It's not. Yeah, he made a valid point. Bro.
Yeah, but it like for me, like again, I play whatever is needed to play. You know what I mean? Somebody book me, they booking me to get people in. They're not booking me to hear my music.
Right.
If you were booking me to hear my music, you hear some West Coast hip hop all day, some 90s, 80s hip hop, DJ Quick.
Right.
Now tell me you walk in the club, nobody ain't gonna come in there and do that. You got a question?
So that means that
We got an audience.
DJ Haze.
Yeah.
Have you performed at Club 920?
Yes.
And how has that been? Your music?
With my music? Oh,
Yeah.
well, like I said, I play everything. So being at Club 920, I mean, it's more of a college crowd. It's definitely a mixed crowd, and they like all today's hip hop, like all that today's stuff, like the baby and stuff like that. They like all of that. But then with it being a mixed crowd, you got to understand, you got to play some of the other stuff. Like you got to play like Miley Cyrus, and you got to play.
School.
You got to go old school, new school, whatever. It's the way you package it up when it becomes to a DJ.
Right.
And I think with a DJ sitting next to me, look, see, look,
I'm already cringing. Like,
Oh, yeah.
When he said that Miley Cyrus, I'm like, ooh, he's playing right now.
it's hard. It's hard.
It's hard.
But what you gotta think of is it's your audience. It's what you giving them. You know what I'm saying? It's what you giving your audience. So when I do play at a club, like okay, so I play at Brauhaus and I play at Club 920. Sometimes Friday I'm at Brauhaus, I'm at Club 920 the next day. My sets probably be different. You be like, oh shit, DJ Haze gonna be at 920. You come in there,
gotta be
and then you
different every
like,
night, though. You can't have the same routine set, man.
oh, exactly.
You
Hell
definitely
no.
cannot do that
Hell
shit.
no. And I hope you don't do this because I'm
You
about to
cannot
put some
do
shit
this.
out there.
You cannot do
Any DJ that come in there with a piece of paper or a thing on their phone saying this is all the stuff I'm playing, you are not gonna make it a long way with that.
and then
You can have your certain songs that you want to hit during the night, but you got that shit like it.
My pet peeve is catching other DJs with the Shazam app. Like if I catch y'all ass with the Shazam app trying to catch what songs I'm playing, I'm fucking you up. And that's just going to everybody.
Hold up. Look, I'm about to turn on my Shazam right now just in case you got some music. And I got to talk to you about something real in a second before. But yes, I play all the music. To get back to your question, I play all that music and stuff like that, depending on my crowd that's there. So say I show up to Club 920 and I have a crowd that's like my Brauhaus crowd, and I see that. Then I'm gonna turn them up like I do at the Brauhaus. Like that's what I do. Make the people have fun. If they buying drinks, dancing, and having fun,
Yeah, rotate
the owners
that.
are happy.
Yeah, rotate.
And I get my money. You just feed the crowd what they want. And that's how I'm so successful with my weddings and shit like that. Cause yeah, if I do a wedding with just all white folks, shit, I can play country all day. I just did a little private engagement party where I was singing Craig Morgan, International Harvester. You know what that is?
Yes, bro.
I've worked one of the weddings with you, so
I'm telling you, and they have fun. Like that's how you earn that bag. It ain't nothing against me being a DJ. It ain't no DJ around here or nobody around here that say I can't rock a club. Because if I couldn't, I wouldn't been relevant since 2000 and what? What was that? 2004?
I got out here. I got here in 2012, and that's when I was in Luna Lounge, and you was at 920. So yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm just saying, like, you just gotta be flexible like that. It ain't nothing against what you do or how you do it or whatever. In this area, in Northeast Wisconsin, you gotta spread the love. This shit is a melting pot. This shit is a melting pot. So you can't alienate any genre or any race or anything like that when you
can, but you can't though. You can, but you can't, cause like just like how you got certain DJs, you know what I'm saying? You got certain DJs up here that's just wedding DJs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then you know how that go. Then I can't say mixtape DJs. I'm the only mixtape DJ up here, but like you see what I'm saying?
I got 20,000. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
just saying. I'm just saying, but like, you know, you can be selective, but it's all gonna depend on your pace too. So like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, if you hungry and want the bag, then you gonna have to play with the shit that you don't want to play. But now, like, if you just want to be you and do it your way, then you just do it your way. So.
And you got your right. Like I ain't saying you got to throw some fucking country on your mixtape, because that shit would not be right, bro. You don't do that. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, in that public like, somebody book you to go do one of these clubs, and say somebody book you to do Anduzzi's, and Anduzzi's Howard. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, shit, but they paying you good money. You go in there and they be like, the guy be like, hey, can you play some Miley Cyrus? Fuck it, whatever. It's a song. I'll listen to some other shit.
Oh yeah, I'm saying I got some other shit on cue in the headphones.
Exactly. But for real,
that's funny though.
It's like you gotta be able to be flexible with that.
But why can't you change the narrative and let them know this is how we're doing it? This is what the sound.
Because then I won't get booked. Straight up. If I'm making a living off this, and I want to get booked, and this is how I get my money. I mean, I got a daytime job too. But
I work on 9 to 5.
But if I want to get booked at these clubs, I can't get mad. Like, say I go into a club and they be like, I want you to do this. Say like Club 920, they got a certain curriculum that they want you to play at certain times. I'm like, whatever, it's cool. I don't care. You got my money, I'm good. So that's why, like, if I was just like, nah, fuck what y'all talking about. I don't care if you own this club, I'm turning this up, I'm doing this for all us niggas out here, and we gonna get it in. And then all of a sudden they be like, well, okay, next month we're gonna go with and I'm right there sitting all mad, and then I can make my little post and be like, oh, this club don't want to book me because I was playing all the hip hop. And yeah, some people gonna be like, oh, that's fucked up, blah, blah, blah. But those people that's like, that's fucked up, they're gonna be right back in that club listening to the dude playing Miley Cyrus or some other shit, because that's the place to be. And I'm sitting there like, damn, I did this for y'all, and now y'all can't come do this for me. I'm looking out for me.
You see the support? You see the support?
So what goes back to ownership. Pretty much what you're saying. Ownership. If you own your own business,
this is my business.
You got it. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
McDonald's ain't giving you no free fries just because you look like the person behind the counter. Them motherfuckers gonna sell those fries because they need to make that money.
They sell it. That's why.
So I'm selling the service. I'm selling the DJ service. That's what I do. I go out there, you say, hey, I want to hear this, I want this played, cool, can you rock the crowd? Yep, got you. Boom, I go out there. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I get mad if an owner or something like that come up to me and be like, oh, change this up because of this and that.
See, I can't work like that. I can't work like that.
It's a little frustrating, but if you can put that aside.
Jay, you know my work, and you fucking up my mix, bro.
A lot of DJs are like that, man. A lot of
it is, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I feel like that's what made my longevity here in this area. I go to, if I go to like Milwaukee, Chicago, or LA or something like that, and I try to do that same thing.
Yeah, but them clubs is different though, because you got to actually like club style mix there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't like here where you can play the entire song. Now down there, you cut that motherfucker off in the 30 next song. You got to keep it rolling.
So
because they get bored with it.
It's club style.
Now, since you started as a DJ up here, a whole host of DJs has been popping up. Like a lot of different. Trill, he came out. Yeah, but I'll wait for afterwards.
Yes.
He wants.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's
Y'all
that?
done sparked him up. Y'all don't drink.
Ready? Well,
Yes.
No liquor here, man.
Honey Ale.
Shout out to Toddy Town with the Honey Ale, man. They always keep it good. Robbie bringing them my Honey Ale.
Look it up. Thank you.
Did you want one? Nah. Straight. Well,
Yeah, that boy won't get this boy a beer so he can stone cold that motherfucker.
But a lot of DJs has came up after you have really made your mark as far as like a DJ. A lot of people from back then and now know you was the main one that was holding the torch, so you have that right to actually be the way that you are. A lot of people, it was a couple things that we talked about. I'm like, man, why don't you stuck with, because you're like, man, I gotta stick to the gun. So what advice do you would give to like any other DJs that's coming up? Because I know Trill, he said in his ways as far as who he is, he was able to get himself established, but it's more so like DJ Ham, he coming out, a couple of DJ Russ, I watched some other DJs.
Shout out to DJ Russ. He going through it right now, man.
Yeah. Salute, bro.
Yeah, he going through it, man. Love my brother.
Well, I don't even want to get into that.
Yeah, man, he going through it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We both been there. We both experienced that. So, like I said,
Shout out to you, man.
the healing process, man, is something. Just know we there for you, boss. You know what I mean? I went through it. I had to make it through it. I lost my moms, and it was traumatic, man. Nobody can really phantom that thought. You don't even know how to start to even think about something like that. But yeah,
let's change them gears, man.
Change the gears as far as the DJs.
I just wanted to shout out.
Right. That's my dog, man. We've been doing a lot, man. But I've had the liberty of working with you, working with Trill, working with Russ, working with Hammer, a lot of different DJs. That's what I'm trying to get at. But the thing is, everybody's different in their own way, and that's why certain times, like you stated, when we had certain events, I would call on a different DJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of that. Or sometimes we'd put them both together because we wanted to show, like, not only the people, but the industry. This is how we able to operate up here because it's a melting pot. You know, it's like everybody's from every different place, man. I mean, we got California, Chicago, Memphis, you know what I mean, so on and so forth. So Tennessee, there's so many different styles what people like, and that's why we were coming into a lot of the pick and choosing. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go to this event, I'm gonna go to this, because it's different styles, it's different templates. But one thing that you did, when I watched you do the wedding, and then the night after that we was in the club, I seen how diversified he was. I like this man. We was in what was that, the Oshkosh, and the man went from hip hop to Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. I mean, like, how, you know what I mean? It was just so like, where's that? I'm like, I'm studying it. I'm like, whoa, when I hear that and I see y'all kind of fade, it made me want to go try out to be the DJ.
Yeah, because you tried for a while.
I really tried. And I went, I think I can get you Trill, but I tried. I think I can get you Trill.
No.
I'm just staying home.
It would be fun to watch you and Ham go at it, though.
I know, right? I think I can get Ham.
I think it'd be fun to watch you and Ham.
I think I can get Ham. Ham stay turn up all the time. Ham, I've been watching them. Shout out to Ham G, man, but I'm forgetting to your ass. I think Ham liked his age bracket too much. You know what I mean? I think he liked his age bracket and that turn up, you know, get him good. It's cool. When he flipped over and he did some he had me lit. How the way we used to be lit, When he flipped it over and went to the old school, I said, now he's working. You know, by hosting with him, it's helping him. You know what I mean? Because I gotta stay in tune with what, you know, the crowd wants. So if he can't get it with the music, I got it with the hosting. You know what I mean? And once we come sing, that's when we had good nights. Like we did. We had an amazing night. We've had several different amazing nights. We did too. But that's what I'm trying to get acclimated with him as well. Like, let's turn it up. You know what I mean? But the style, I think, you know what I mean?
The secret is just knowing it's not about you. It's about what you know and what you think.
It's about seeing the other people out there having a good ass time dancing, and you not even really playing after that no more, because now you going off the crowd again. Because you like, damn, they turned up, they liking this little groove, so I'm gonna keep it in that groove, and then we gonna rotate them out. It's that easy.
Can I say something? What I want to think about as far as like the music, the way y'all dictate the music and dictate jobs, like you said, it's your job, so we take nothing from that. But do you think that's the way they dictate us as a culture, as a people? You only got to perform a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? Like, to this community is only accepting, they don't accept no radical people. Don't get me wrong.
And see, they
accepted me though.
They accepted me. They just slowed me down.
Yeah, they did me the same way.
That's why I play like I do, because I do. Y'all know I do like corporate events and all that shit like that. Like, so when somebody see me, I, you know me, I come in, my hat, my t-shirt, my chain, whatever, my Jordans, boom, they be like, oh, this guy is just gonna play some hip hop. This is it. This is, we gonna put him in that box. And then I hit him upside the head with some cool ass shit. Like, I mean, I don't know how many times I done did it at like the Bra House, anywhere, like, you know, we got our regular crowd, but I can see in the background, I'm like, okay, it's like this old white dude back there, you know, he just chilling, seeing what's going on. Watch this, I'm gonna hit him with some shit. I'll be playing some motherfucking E40, and then all of a sudden I drop it into some fucking Bump Cherry crazy bitch. And they're like, dude, and he's like, holy shit, damn it, what's your name, buddy? My daughter's getting married. Like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, don't put me in that box. And that's how I'm trying to set. So when you walking down the street, when you walking down the street, if they met me already, they gonna be like, now I ain't gonna put this dude in a box. I'm I'm going to see what he got, because he might have some secrets up his sleeve that have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
I can dig it.
That's why I do what I do. So I'm not like, I don't want to be typecast. I don't want to be like DJ Haze is just a hip hop DJ. DJ Haze is just a wedding DJ. DJ Haze only do elementary school parties. No, I do all
Shout
that
out to
shit.
all the team events you have.
Yes.
Shout out, man.
Shout out,
That is so powerful, man.
Franklin Middle School, yeah, they turn up.
Even when we
That's
talk
my little
about
piece
like
right
people
there.
that we can idolize, not even idolize, but we respect in this community, a lot of people don't see the things that you guys do. You know what I mean? Jay played an intricate part in a lot of that. You play an intricate part in that. And, you know, I salute you on that point.
Yeah.
But, man, keep it going, man. But we need to, like, broaden them to let them know this is 2020. This is still not 205.
Right, because
that's what we stuck at. We stuck at 203 and 205.
Back then.
And the community only accepted us at that point, not the fact of just getting these jobs. The whole community as a whole. They don't want. They got a thing about saggy pants in the newspaper. Are y'all still on that? Like, come on, bro.
That's so outdated. They outdated for one. Green Bay is so outdated, but shout out to the Broadway district, man, because the concept they have with the urban hub, with all this thing over here being transparent, that's what Green Bay is really about. I know I was considered a rebel. Every time I sing and I try to make a connection, I want to try, hey, come on, stay over here with black folks. Come on over here. What's up with the black folks? Come on, we can do this together for us. But I start to see that it was so much more to capture. And I used to be like, man, why Haze don't wanna, come over here and do this? I'll have a club, I'll have it. He's like, Jay, you gotta think big, you gotta think outside the box. Because if you don't, you're gonna be trapped in that little small window. Now don't get me wrong, I'm going crazy about our people, because I seen how much we've been deprived. But if it wasn't for brothers like him getting me to see the bigger picture, I'd have still been black powering it all through this motherfucker. You know what I mean? To be honest.
Don't get me wrong, it ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm pro-black. I'm the blackest dude, but you got me by a shade. I'm just saying though, I'm all like pro-black. I'm all about the race, but again, I'm all about everybody being together. So if you take like our profession, me as a DJ, what do I do? Like the couple times you work with me, every time, respectful, I'm like, hey, you want to jump on? You want me to jump on?
See, but that's what make it easy though. Like that's what make it easy. Because like that's how you know veteran DJs. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to come in and be like how we plugged up because the nigga don't know how to rig all our shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm working with a band, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, you done been there. Everybody done been down that road, fool. Like that's the cool part. Like I ain't never had to really sweat you. Like, bro, what the fuck is you playing?
Right.
Like. You done? You gonna hog it up, or how many songs you got left? No, like just take turns, just vibe. That's just how it's supposed to go.
And that's how it is with. That's one thing about this area when it comes to DJs. Most of us around here, I don't think it's 100%, but most of us around here, especially that do the clubs and get booked and stuff like that, we cool. Like whatever, like we cool. And this the issue I want to bring up with you. You see, I brought my backpack. I was like, yeah, Trill gonna be there. We gonna trade some music before we get out of here. And then I don't see your backpack.
Ooh. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't bring my backpack.
Damn it!
No, but look though. Oh no,
Iconic DJs.
I'm smooth.
Iconic DJs got ball head.
Smooth, baby. Smooth, baby.
So I know we've been up here, man, and I love how the way we've been chopping it up, man. We've been doing a lot, man, but I'm gonna get on. What has been the most biggest obstacle for you as a DJ or as a person or as a man here in Green Bay, Wisconsin? Like, what has been the biggest obstacle for you? Like, that you're like, damn, I don't know if I'm gonna make it over this one.
I'm like for real, like
I ain't gonna make it over this one, girl.
Like my thing, my most difficult thing is dealing with other people, like the people not working together. Like straight up, like my thing is, cause you know, I work with everybody. Like I don't care. Like you be like, hey, I got this show. Can you come do this show with me? I'm like, yeah, whatever. You like, can I do this show? You was like, oh, you had your thing with 920 or whatever. But I'm like, shit, Jay still my nigga. Frankie still the homie. He's still booking me. I'm good. But the thing I had struggling with, the hardest thing is like, damn, because I can see your vision, I can see Frankie vision, I can see your vision, I can see everybody's vision, and I'm like, it's this dude just talked to this dude, and they just like drop all the bullshit.
I'll be honest, since we touched on it, and I put it out there, Frankie know why I'm not talking to him and why I've been at his ass so hard and engaged. It's because they played it backwards. I found that damn building for Frankie.
Ding, ding, ding,
I found that building, and nobody would want to admit. He wouldn't tell Gabe that, and Gabe wouldn't care if Frankie did tell him. I found that building, and he said we always gonna do this collectively. So that idea and that vision, you're right. Our visions might be the same, but he backdoored it on some other bullshit. You know what I mean? So after I found the building, after we put everything in place, he watched the forecast, and to me, it felt like he didn't want to deal with black people after that. It's like I felt used. So in any other time,
It's like you did all of, it's like
I
you
did all
the
his leg work. I did
Yeah.
all his leg work. Found the building. Talked to T-Long, the Chinese guy that y'all be seeing in there. Talked to him. Did a lot of leg work. Called Frankie. Come up here for the meeting. Frankie like, okay, I'm finna buy the building. He bought the building. Jay, we finna do this together. Then where the fuck Gabe come from? You know, we opened the door for Gabe. Gabe got off the plane and came to cover too. He like, man, I want to try to get into hip hop. So we like, cool, come on. I don't care, black, white, whatever. We was going. Come on,
Hey,
let's
you battle
go.
dude for me one time.
Battle?
Yeah.
Like battle.
DJ battle. I want you to battle Gabe one
Gabe?
time. Yeah.
Gabe?
Gabe can't DJ.
You don't DJ?
You be trying.
He ain't going none of that. But anyway,
He be trying.
I'm like,
to me, at that time, Gabe was a little guy, trying to come up, and I respected that. But when we opened the door for them, we opened it open arms, Riverside Ballroom, everything. Everybody got a name about themselves,
Right.
and I wanted everybody to win. But when that happened, it hit me to a point where it made me reflect back to the old me. I was literally ready to do something, like literally, like fuck these boys up, like for real. So I had to humble myself, like I really just got played by some people that I led with and thought was righteous. So, and then when Gabe got on Instagram and said it took 2 Europeans to set the city on fire, well, bitch, we been had the city on fire. What is you really saying?
The city, listen, the city was on fire. That's why y'all came up here and got the club.
That's why he was on my heels so time. Every time I used to pay homage, and you know this.
Stupid motherfucker.
Hey, you know this. I used to pay homage. Me, my wife, my daughters, everybody would go to OB's.
Yeah,
everybody go down to OB's. And every time I came down to OB's, I would talk to Frankie. What's up, man? What you trying to do? Because you would tell me, man, Frankie really trying to come up to Green Bay. So that was his whole lead. Like, man, Jay, we gonna go up there and do it together because he knew we had it at the time. When we went through, I literally, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna say this live, I backed off of doing stuff because I figured this is what we finna do with that. He was saying that Kyrie was gonna be able to, you know, all these different things we talked about. Then when you got there, you turned coat on me. Then you let your little bitch ass partner get on Instagram and say it took 2 Europeans to set the city on fire. That's when I went black crazy because for the most part, my fucking feelings was hurt. To be honest with you, my feelings was hurt because I trusted him as a businessman to hold your word. Back then, for me, the only thing it took was a handshake. When you shake my hand, that's better than any signature.
That's word.
That's better than that motherfucker shook my hand. Frankie shook my hand. I'm an old goon, man. I go by the old goon rules. You shake my hand and look me in my eye, it's valid.
It's set in stone.
We finna go do this together. But then when you get up here, you got in. He said, I don't know if I'm just the golden white boy that they just let to get the liquor license. But then once he got in, he said, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. That's basically what he said. Kyrie, me, all the black people, but he wanted to let Rush Mob them in to try to save face. And that's why I was pissed at him. Other than that, before then, I liked them both. But when you turn cold and you play business like that, that's where it gets sketchy for me. Because everybody like, why Jason so mean? Why he such act like Suge Knight or somebody? It's because I lead with a big heart, and when you fuck me, that's when you get problems.
Oh yeah.
That's when the problems come in. And a lot of people,
it.
and I'm gonna tell you now, I'm a non-violent individual. I'm gonna be honest with you. I believe in karma.
Man, he hit me in the face.
I'm a non-violent individual, but I do believe in karma. When people wrong you like that, it comes back on you in abundance. You're gonna be in a position, and that's why I said something on my lap. Everything comes back to its natural state, and I wasn't talking about actually African Americans or what we created or what we've done. It comes back to the normal shape and form every single time. So you gotta be cool with how you put that karma out there on people.
Because it's gonna come back.
It's gonna come back on you tenfold.
Everyone has to live with their demons.
Yeah.
Can I get like 10 minutes? I'm about to drop some knowledge since we on live. I'm on live with everybody. And we already had these discussions, and it's nice that that y'all discussions started off with like mental health and stuff like that, and you gotta be able to talk about stuff and all that stuff. So keep that in mind when I'm gonna say what I'm about to say. Now we talked about my longevity, right? My longevity. I done been screwed over. I've been DJing for like almost 20 years now, and I done been stiffed. You've been stiffed, probably.
Yeah.
I done been booked and then booked over and canceled on like last minute, all that stuff.
I'm talking about with the equipment in the car.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, showing up, bro, and being like, oh, we forgot. Like, yeah, that shit.
Beto.
But
show up to work in the building like that. Yeah, Beto.
Look, you put people on blast and shit.
Yeah, Beto, it's
Anyways, but this what I'm gonna say about that. Like, so y'all ain't never seen me go on Facebook, social media, or back in the day, MySpace and no shit like that. I'm old dude. But all this time, every time something like that happened to me, the only people that know about it is me, that person that did it to me, and whoever happened to be around when that happened.
Right.
Now, with that said, I'm like, I'm a Compton nigga. I'm West Coast, straight up, drive-bys just because it's hot outside. Like, for real. That's me in my core. Like Tupac said, every little nigga, that little thug. That's me. But with that said, I put all that shit aside when I'm thinking about my bigger picture. Okay, say if Trill booked me, right? Trill booked me, and then all of a sudden the night is short, whatever, and he can't pay me at the end of the night. Now I could go and be like on Facebook like, oh, Trill ain't shit, this nigga didn't even pay me, fuck that nigga, blah, blah, blah. And then Trill's like, god damn, like, fuck that nigga, like, boom, boom, boom. Now, Trill fucks with THom E.BHoy, fucks with Big J. Trill go back to them, be like, man, Haze is tripping on me and shit like that. I ain't do nothing. I just said I was short, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Now, y'all have this vision of me. Now, THom E.BHoy got something going on. He like, I ain't gonna book Haze because he was wilding out on
social media.
On him. Jay got something going on. No, I ain't gonna book Haze because my boy told me that he was fucked up. It ain't nobody that y'all know ever. I bet you, all the camera people, everything, nobody can say I never wilded out on anybody. You know why? Because I'm just like, all right, I know Trill shorted me, so next time Trill calls me, I'm like, yo, like, you gotta hit my hand now. You know what happened last time? I didn't trip on you, but you know why I'm doing this now. It ain't nothing against you or your character. You can't be like, because I didn't trip on you.
Yeah, you played it that
now, and that keeps me getting booked with THom E.BHoy and Big J. So, with that said, with this whole 920 thing, now, again, we talked about this, so you hearing this again, but I'm just like, I'm a man. You do something wrong, like I'm gonna have that in my soul to be like, nah, fuck that, I don't wanna look like no pussy, I ain't gonna look like no bitch.
Right.
But if you can put that aside and just be like, all right, cool, I know what you did, I got it right here, but I'm gonna just leave that shit alone and keep it moving and move how I'ma move. Now you don't have some people taking sides saying like, oh yeah, I fuck with 920, but I'm not gonna fuck with Big J because he got a problem with Frankie, and I think Frankie is the greatest dude in the world. You know what I mean? And now, if you didn't say that, that person just be like, oh, I didn't even know y'all had a relationship going on. You kept that shit between y'all or whatever, and then put it out there. Now you get that money from people that mess with him. Cool. Like, you get that money from people that mess with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you like, okay, well, I'm getting all my money, I'm getting my bag, I'm still doing my thing, and he ain't got shit to do with that. Now, it was a thing, it was a club way back in the day that had a problem with black people, like really had a problem with black people. Yeah, oh yeah. I couldn't think of it right now.
They love us now.
Dan Hicks.
They love us now.
But I'm saying though, like, that was a real thing where you had to make a movement on. Now this Frankie and Gabe thing, they could be the worst people in the world to do business with if that's y'all experience with them. it is what it is. I still think, like I said before, I was like, I just wish people would sit down and talk about it and be about it. And that's not on you, and that's not on them. That's on whoever can let their guard down first and just be like, yo, like, I just want to chop it up.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't mean to cut you off, but I know Jason had made it quite verbal that he was willing to talk it out.
Oh yeah, no question. And then
I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not gonna pick his side because I work with him. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a move for the whole city, bro. Like this is something that should have been done a long time ago.
My thing is, if it came in right with it, it'd be smooth. I have visions for 920. You know what I mean? How we really can come together and make something really happen. I really truly did, but I just refuse to be a part of something or somebody that actually have those type of outlooks on certain different things. Because there was a lot of different things that were said. Me, I gotta stay true to not only myself but the culture. I took a responsibility of leading on the front end. So if I feel like as a community, as a whole, you're not getting treated fairly as far as things go, then I'm gonna say something about it.
I know we got to wrap it up real quick. Switched up his style because he could realize that, yeah, he had his people, but they really wasn't like with him. So he had to do his own thing.
He had to reinvent himself.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. You can still ride for your people, but you can still work with everybody else. Like, you can make your awareness known, but you can still work with everybody else. Because there's a lot of people, I would say about, in that club, if you want to think about it, I could say it's about 70% of the people that still want to ride with you, but scared to ride with you because they think that you don't like where they at.
That's powerful. That is so powerful and true too. We experience that on a lot of levels.
And all I'm saying, I say that to say this, I'll cut it off real quick, is that, like you asked me, what is my greatest thing? It's like people not working together. I pride myself on being able to work with.
So then let me ask you a question. How come we ain't getting like no DJ Haze like artist mixes then? Like, is the artist not fucking with you, or is it just like, what is it?
Woo! We only got like one.
To be continued.
But no, that is a powerful question. What is the disconnect with the local artists and even in the club, getting them in the club?
There is no disconnect. The founder of One Structure DJs, DJ Mr. 262, I think y'all know who that is.
I know
That's my dude. This is what he told me. And this is what I tell all the artists that want to, like, if they want their music played, or they want it to be on the mix, just like you sell mixtape slots, like, we sell rotation slots. It's $300. You get on the call, and then your songs are in our rotation.
We do that with Coast to Coast. We do that with Nerve DJ. That's every Friday, Thursday night.
When it comes to people around here, I try to, like you said, you have to back yourself for me to back you.
Yeah.
So if you serious about it, you be like, yo, Haze, I need to get on this call, I'm gonna do this, blah, blah, blah. And you be like, here go the money. I don't even care about the money, me personally. I just wanna be able to be like, hey, One Structure, I'm playing this shit hot, cause this my dude, and he putting his money behind it, so you know he do, like, you know, explain to them. And now I'm helping you in so many ways. I'm playing you at my clubs. You can walk up to me literally and be like, hey, remember we was on that call? I'm like, oh, yep, bam, I'm gonna have to drop it on. You don't have to be like, hey, fam, I give you $20.
Because I remember when we was recording at the old spot, remember some dude said he had to pay you $50 for him for you to play his song.
Yeah, now that was some bullshit. but you see, brother, did you see?
No, they didn't do Haze.
Did you see when I replied back? I was like, hold up. Ain't nobody paid me to play no music in the club. You can give me money, and I'll say, I'll try to get it on for you.
Right.
And so,
Some people like to ball out.
Look, this is exactly what I do. Somebody walk up to me, they be like, hey, can you play this song for me? Whatever, whoop, whoop, whoop. It be right there on the DJ booth. That's why you see money just sitting there. Because as soon as they walk back up, like, hey man, I paid, you didn't play my song. Like, hey, I'm getting paid. Here you go. Straight up. Like,
Your social media and everything.
Right. For sure. This is the thing. In closing, I know it's been a lot of stuff we talked about up here, mental health, a lot of different things, a lot of that.
Get checked out for real. I want to say that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, try to seek a counselor, talk to somebody if y'all feel
Your counselor, see a shrink, anything.
Also,
I'm on my
Trill,
Rock Hills
Will,
and shit.
and you. I know we talked about a DJ stuff or whatever event. Let's kind of, we're gonna work on that behind the scenes, but also
I'm with it.
set the meeting up. We're gonna put it out there. We're gonna try this. I'm gonna show you how humble I am. We're gonna try this one more time. Set the meeting up with Frankie. Set it up. Set it up. Set it up.
I'm shit you not.
This gonna be
they
good.
probably
Set it
watching
up.
on my
Set it up.
live.
Set it up.
I talked to them about it. I told you what they said and all that stuff. So
There you go.
that's between y'all. All y'all are men when it come down to it.
Right, and they should be
And
able
like
to
I said
find
in
it
the
out as
beginning, I
me.
told him, I said, let's sit down and talk. When he invited me and I didn't come, you know what I mean? That was a kind of like a back at him.
But it was funny though, because like when you were saying you ain't get an invite, and as close as I've been knowing
Oh, I got an invite.
You know what I'm saying?
I got an
Like, but come on, bro. Like, we should have been.
He didn't want the.
Like, come
that's a
on,
whole different
bro.
ball of wax, but
Like,
this is to
come on,
be
Frankie.
continued, man.
I'm gonna talk to you off air about the DJ side of things.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
gonna tell
come
you
on,
like
Frankie, man.
what's going on and shit.
They know what time it is, man. Eventually, we'll sit back and talk.
No, it's fine. You already know how we do it. We always find. Eventually, we find our way in the house.
Yeah, we find
Eventually.
what. So, like I say, man, it's been an honor and a pleasure, man. We got DJ Haze on here. We have we finally got his ass up here on the stage to be able to talk about it. We got two iconic DJs, man.
Shout
DJ
out to
Trill,
Will.
DJ Haze. Y'all know what it is. It's 43 North Uncut, man. That's sold in the books.
Can I say DJ Haze 920 all social media and all that stuff.
Hey.
DJ Haze 920. I'll let your boy.
Peace.
All right, in the books.